Yeah, it has a few of these meetings. You try this, you try that.
Everybody says that.
It's very fun to come here. It's a community event, a community place. And I love the chance to have a glass of Sauvignon Blanc and watch a movie at the same time. Art Deco is very close to that. Yeah, I mean, that's really important. We have to preserve this architectural heritage.
I say, madam, what do you make of these rumors of war in Europe?
It's dreadful.
So what do you think of the resurgence of this Phoenix-like theater?
I think it's great. I live in the neighborhood, such a big improvement.
Were you in favor of it when they were talking about restoring it originally?
Yeah, absolutely.
In 2002, we opened the theater up, and it was, still the shell of a furniture store, and 3,000 people showed up. And there were tears in their eyes. And the city officials who hadn't been planning at all on spending any money on this kind of a project just saw all those people, and those people kept showing up. They didn't show up once. I mean, not all 3,000. You were one of them. We would have hearings, public hearings, to talk about spending money, redevelopment money. It doesn't exist anymore. We were lucky. And 100 people would show up at the public hearing.
Now let me ask you, at those hearings a lot of people said, I used to go to movies when I was little and they were terrible. This is a big boondoggle. We shouldn't waste taxpayer money. What do you say to those people now?
I try to be diplomatic and say, see, we work things out, and it's a wonderful institution.
I guess it got off to a little rocky false start for the first year or two.
Yeah,
but,
and we did have a lot of opposition, but to the city officials' credit, and to all those people showing up, they listened to the community. The community really is what made this happen, and at a time that it wasn't easy to do.
And I think it's really helped to jumpstart the community. I mean, we have Elevation 66 now, and all those other things.
Vietnamese restaurant.
In olden days, a glimpse of stocking was considered something shocking. Now, heaven knows, anything could happen.
You've got to act, stand, curate the positivity, eat and live, and in the negativity, latch on.
I used to come here when I was in high school, junior high school, and Fort Lot Junior High in 51, 52, and we used to come in for the Saturday matinees, the drawings, the serials, the cartoons, and I've been coming until we moved out of the area in 58, 59, and I've really enjoyed being one of the donors for it now.
Does it look very similar to what it was, or?
The front does. I don't remember so much the inside.
It was dark.
It was always dark.
Were you happy to see that the Cerrito Theater has come back?
Absolutely. My wife and I travel to as many of the restored movie houses as we can in whatever city we're in. And it all starts right here. Our love of old movie homes and movie houses has started right here with El Cerrito. I love it. I can't get enough of it. We bring our friends, our family here.
So you're not just coming for the beer?
No, not just coming for the beer. We come for the movies. Absolutely. And the camaraderie. It seems everybody has something to contribute. And it's a bond. Those people that come to old restored movie houses, it's a bond.
Well, a lot of people talked when they were appropriating money to restore it that it would be sort of jumpstart the community business, and it would be a good thing for the center of the city.
Oh, I think so. And this always brings people together. Everybody needs a cause. We have this. There's a lot of memories coming here.
I noticed you have an El Cerrito...
This is actually the logo for the original administration that ran the Cerrito Theater back in 2007, and I had this shirt custom made. So this reflects the Art Deco of the theater that survived from the 1930s. And so I'm the projectionist, and I'm union, and we've been here since the beginning of the planning. Our local installed all the projection equipment I helped, and I opened this theater in 2007. I closed it in 2009 and reopened it again with the current administration, and I'm still here. So I'm very confident that the Cerrito is going to be here for as long as that the community supports it.
Well, it's certainly well loved.
Yeah, we here that work at the Cerrito love y'all.
These murals are by Anthony Heinsberg. Too bad we don't have light shining on them, because we once had a party with lights. They have like silver leaf. They are gorgeous. The Anthony Heinsberg Studios is the most famous mural studio in California. They're based in Los Angeles. Theaters up and down the state have Heinsberg murals, including the Paramount Theater. Now, this is not the Paramount Theater. This is a simple neighborhood theater. A popcorn palace, it was called, of the kind that once dotted this nation and have been going out of business for a long time. William B. Davey was the building designer, not an architect, the building designer who designed this theater. You can go all over the state and find theaters that he designed. This theater was built in 1937. It opened on Christmas, so we're pretty close to being exactly 75 years. It was run by the Henry Goldenberg and the Blumenfield chain. For a brief period of time, they had a second theater in this city called the Vista. That building still exists. It's where Atlas Liquors is, if you can picture that on the northern end of town. In 1923, the PTA raised a whole bunch of money. This was back before there were smartphones where you could watch movies. It was before there was VCR and TVs. If you wanted to watch a movie, you had to go to a movie place. The PTA raised money, and they bought a projector for Fairmont School. They were showing regular movies. Those were the first movies really shown in El Cerrito, as far as I could tell. A year later, arson started, and the school burned down. People raced into the school, and it wasn't to save the school books, and it wasn't to save the principal. They grabbed the projector, they pulled it out, and pretty soon they were showing movies. To picture what this theater was like, you had to picture what El Cerrito was like in 1937. The biggest business in town was the El Cerrito Kennel Club, where they had greyhound races almost every single day. They had special trains and ferries from San Francisco. The place was so popular. There were so many dogs living in town that there were major outbreaks of fleas. There were 700 greyhounds living in town. It was illegal. It was illegal to have greyhound racing. It was illegal to have blackjack. It was illegal to have craps. It was illegal to have slot machines. Draw poker was legal. If you went down San Pablo Avenue, where the speed limit was 55, and there was neon on every single street, the city council periodically came out with ordinances that told clubs they had to close either at 2 a.m. or at midnight, but they were never enforced. The clubs were going all night long. It was a blaze of light. One reason they were never enforced was that the police people, the city council people, the judges either worked for or owned the same establishments they were going to close. So when the Cerrito Theater opened in 1937, it was almost undoubtedly the only entertainment venue in town where you can neither gamble nor drink. Well, fortunately, we can drink here now. Okay, in any case, TV came along, and in the early 60s, the theater went out of business. Harry Kiefer, whose family owned the Kiefer Furniture Store across the street and next door, came into possession of this theater long about then.
And our musician.